Mr. Princess, SoundCloud, SoundClick, the Gram. I'll be on the Gram, TTONE 202. And I'm trying to understand how white people don't understand white privilege. I just listen to this nonsense. Let me give you a little introduction. For one, this is about the people who took over federal property, and they were talking about I don't know what amendment they were talking about, but they went up there with a bunch of guns. This happened in Denver, and they took over a federal building. Now, one person ended up dying. The federal police shot this dude. Now, it's just incredible because they were up there with guns. They were up there speaking against the government, the whole nine, and all this rhetoric. And then the boys came and got them. Then they wanted to, oh no, we ain't mean it, because they was like, they was for real. But now this. Listen to this garbage.
Reporters there interviewing Shauna Cox, one of the defendants. She and her colleagues, her cohorts rather, found not guilty of conspiracy to impede officers of the United States, as well as possession of firearms and dangerous weapons on federal property. Again,
boom, stop right there. I'm sorry, but they didn't have weapons. They did not take over a federal building. They did not impede a federal officer when it was clearly on film that the federal police told them to leave. And then one dude in the truck, and then it was two dudes in the truck and women, and they tried to drive past the police until their truck went all up in the snow, and dude got out, reached for his gun, and the cop shot and killed this man. I'm sorry. What? You got to forgive me, because I'm wondering what story I saw, because the one I saw had all of that involved in it, and yet these people are not guilty. For one, you took over a federal building. That's a federal crime. That's a federal crime right there. That's Fed time right there. Let me go somewhere and try to take over a federal building and see if I end up in court, because I won't even make it to court. It's just not going to happen. And then if I do happen to make it to court after I get out the hospital for serious injuries, I'm not going to see the light of day for a long, long, long time. They'll bring up so many charges on me, and that's without having a gun. I could just walk down there and be like, I'm taking over this building. I will get tackled, probably get killed. They'll probably suffocate me while I'm saying I can't breathe and just let my ass die, and then bring up all this smear campaign from something I did 30 years ago, But let's play some more of this ridiculousness.
Not guilty verdicts across the board, except for one charge that the jury could not agree on. Now, what happened after the verdicts were read is what everyone out here is talking about. I can tell you that Ammon Bundy's attorney got into a heated exchange.
Okay, Ammon Bundy was the leader, and he's the one that they did not let go. So his lawyer basically was yelling at the judge, at a federal judge, and telling him to let him go. And basically the feds had to run in there and tackle the lawyer. But just to make a long story short, the lawyer was like, I'm okay. They came in, they tackled him, told all the news people to leave, yada, yada, yada. But that's what y'all talking about? Y'all not talking about the simple fact that these people was up on federal grounds with weapons? Let some Mexicans or some African Americans try that and see how many of them, get deaded real quick. And everybody would be up there talking about they deserved it. Social media go crazy. Fox would be like, well, they deserved it. They were on federal grounds. They took over a federal building with guns. They would call us hoodlums. They would call us all kind of names. It would just be a complete, completely degraded by everyone on social media, Fox and all this, Hannity and all that. But these white people take over a federal building with guns. A federal building. Listen, I don't care if it was in BFE Denver. It's the fact that it was a federal building and they took it over by force. They didn't ask. They loaded up their weapons and went up there and took it by force. And if I'm not mistaken, most federal buildings have a federal officer on there somewhere. Now, this might have been, they might not have had one. I'm betting a dime to a dollar that there was somebody who was in authority when they took that place over. And I want to hear what they were cleared of again, because I just got to hear it one more time because I just can't believe it.
Shauna Cox, one of the defendants, she and her colleagues, her cohorts rather, found not guilty of conspiracy to impede officers of the United States, as well as possession of firearms and dangerous weapons on federal property. Again, not guilty verdicts across the board except for one charge.
Now, the only way I could see this happen, for one, they all walked out of jail except one person. I can't see that at all. Anybody who would have been involved with that, you still committed a federal crime. Shauna Cox and her so-called cohorts, I can see if these women didn't have guns, but I highly doubt it because they bought it. Okay? But I can see if they didn't have guns, I still can't see them walking out of court. I can't see that. But if they didn't have guns, okay, fine. If they didn't impede a federal officer, meaning if a federal officer showed up and they didn't try to stop him, okay, fine. You're not guilty of that, but still, you walked out of jail? It's your boy Tone 202. White privilege is real, people. Cut it out.